Britain's new Prime Minister Liz Truss meeting with Queen Elizabeth today as she takes the reins from former leader Boris Johnson. Truss's rise to power comes amid the middle of an economic crisis in the UK, and Truss addressed those concerns during her first major speech at Her Majesty's Balmoral estate. Let's take a quick listen.
We shouldn't be daunted by the challenges we face. As strong as the storm may be, I know that the British people are stronger. Our country was built by people who get things done. We have huge reserves of talent, of energy and determination. I am confident that together we can ride out the storm. We can rebuild our economy, and we can become the modern, brilliant Britain that I know we can be.
For more, let's bring in Kate Andrews, economics editor at the UK magazine The Spectator. Another woman steps up to the helm here. The UK's Conservative Party appointing Truss now as Prime Minister. So what do you think? What are your thoughts as you have covered politics in the UK? What do you think of the public reaction? What do you foresee here, Kate?
She's the third female prime minister in the UK, so whilst of course it's very notable that she is a woman, to be honest, in the UK, that is not the most surprising or interesting fact about Liz Truss, and that's a nice thing, right, that we can actually look to her policies. There's a real sense of nervousness in the UK at the moment around rising energy bills. The UK is experiencing a lot of the problems that the US is in terms of a tight labor market, but it's also experiencing many of Europe's problems, particularly rising costs in energy because of Putin's war. And families this winter are looking at paying thousands and thousands more pounds that many simply don't have in order to keep the heat on, which is why she said that was one of her main priorities. And there are big question marks about what will be announced this week. Prime Minister Truss is one of the more ideological politicians you're going to find. She has had a fervent commitment to free minds and free markets since she entered Parliament over 10 years ago. And yet we could see her first and potentially one of her biggest decisions as Prime Minister to be to usher in what could be one of the biggest welfare packages that the UK has ever seen, and that would be to actually cap the cost of energy that households and businesses would pay, racking up tens, if not potentially hundreds of billions of pounds that taxpayers would eventually have to pay back. So I think you're going to see a tension between what we know she fundamentally believes, which is reducing the size of the state. She wants to cut taxes, and also potentially some very, very big spending plans that could be announced as early as this week.
And already we've seen workers go on strike, concerned about the economy and over economic issues. So besides the economy, what other challenges lie ahead for Truss, you think?
Well, no doubt she'll have been discussing them with Joe Biden today, and it will be, the major focus will be on what Russia is doing to Ukraine. I have very little doubt that Prime Minister Truss will be anything but friendly to whoever finds themselves in the Oval Office during her premiership. She likes to refer to geoliberalism. That's her play on the phrase neoliberalism. She now views the world as a place where allies who have the same commitments that the US and the UK have to upholding the rule of law, to democracy, really need to come together in this moment. And so I think she's going to be extra friendly to people like Joe Biden because she understands that that allyship is more crucial now than ever before.
As for Boris Johnson, now out of office, do we have any idea what's next for him?
There's speculation that he'll be going back to writing. He was actually editor at The Spectator many moons ago. He's had columns throughout the years. He's a very talented writer. He is fantastic with his pen, and he has really inspired actually a lot of people through his writings over the years. Now, if you're a critic of Boris Johnson, trust me, there's plenty that you can pick out in what he's written to criticize, but there's definitely a sense that there's a book in his near future, potentially more columns, but at the moment, he'll also be on the backbenches, and it should be pointed out that that could end up being a real headache for Liz Truss. He has been a supporter of her throughout the campaign. He wanted Liz Truss to win over her competitor Rishi Sunak. But once he's actually on the backbenches, he is still going to have a lot of support, not just from fellow MPs, but from the Conservative Party. And his opinions are going to matter within the party. And if he decides to be very vocal about them, that's something Liz Truss is either going to feel like she has to listen to or put even more power into overruling. And that will be its own challenge, apart from all the other challenges in the economy facing her.
Before we let you go, real quickly, did I just get a little scoop here, Kate, that Boris may be heading back to the Spectator? You could be in the same newsroom with him, possibly?
Oh, no.
You better get the exclusive interview.
I suspect it won't be the Spectator where Boris Johnson is going back to, but I think we can certainly see some more columns in his future.
Kate Andrews, appreciate your time. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.